Welcome to another episode of the Grappling Life podcast. Today we have a full house. I have Saj from East is East. He's all grown up today. Welcome, Saj.
Thanks for having me, bro. It's okay. We've got a long podcast today, bro. Don't worry, man. We're going to go through all our jokes. Don't worry.
So welcome. Sajad is the CEO of, I don't know how to say it, man. Should we break it now or later?
He was, bro. He was.
He was the CEO
Thank you.
of Charity, right? And this is the first time I'm actually meeting you in person, right?
Oh, so you want me to confirm these things?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. The first time you're meeting me in person, yes.
Right. And we have someone with, you've brought some with you. Why don't you introduce yourself, actually?
Sure. My name is Asim Loan, and I am the new CEO of Charity Right. I've succeeded Sajad trying to fill his very big shoes.
He's trying. He's going to try.
Right.
I just said that. I'm going to try to fill the very large shoes that Sajad has. I'm trying to pay you a compliment here.
Sorry, bro. I'm just being humble.
So you guys already can see now the tone of the podcast. It's going to be, I'm actually nervous that I'm going to forget people's names.
I'll remind you, don't worry.
Please,
We should have name tags.
we should have named. I'm just very. I'm in presence of royalty here, man.
Oh, do you know my name, Sajid?
Sajid, yeah. Sajad, sorry.
All right. and
brother
this is Asif.
Asim.
And who you again?
Harry.
Bro, come on, you should know me by now.
We have regular guests.
He's been on here, that many times. You should know his name now.
Have you been on it before?
Yeah,
Nice.
6 times, I think.
This is your third time with.
third, yeah.
Everyone's got all awkward, man. What's going on?
We're just trying to get him off the bloody podcast. We were saying, like, who else can come on here? We've got 6 people sat in the studio at the moment.
Just
Every single
remember-
person wants to sit
Just
in that
remember
seat.
that we're going to be interviewing you.
Oh, your interview.
Wait.
Is he on your side?
You're a
I'm on this side.
co-interview?
Bro, I'm on this side of the table.
Oh, you should have worn the hat, the Grappling with Life hat.
Bro, I'm on this side. So,
You're interviewing us.
Don't mention the hat, bro,
Alright.
because I've been meaning to get him one.
yeah.
Don't mention it.
So, Urfa, how did you end up here, like on that side of the table?
bro, it's who you know, not what you know, yeah? Just remember.
Muhammad, why did you choose him to be on that side of the table today?
Well, to be honest, I had no choice.
So, he had no choice, so.
So technically, Urfa has been telling me this whole time that you guys technically work for him, bro. So I just
Technically?
technically, literally.
Literally as well.
Yeah, literally, technically, I literally work for him.
I mean, there's that kind of Islamic ethos in it,
Right.
when the people that you, that you're in charge of, you're in servitude to them, you're in service to them. I think he's probably looking at it from that angle, innit?
I mean,
I think it's called servant leadership, right?
Yeah. Anyway, listen, don't focus too much on Sajad.
yeah.
Let's worry about Asim, inshallah. There's a
Asim.
lot of that. Asim. There's a lot
Asim.
that Asim needs to tell us. So let's focus on Asim, inshallah.
You're not going to get me started.
You guys, this is going to be the most, either the most awkward or the worst.
Mohammed, just tell me one thing,
Go
bro,
on.
before we start.
Go on.
Is this the first time you've had Northerners on your podcast? Is it?
What did you say? I don't understand.
Zach, who's going to be doing
Is this the
editing,
first
Zach,
Northerner?
make sure you've got subtitles on this bit, yeah? So people can fully understand.
That's a good question, Saj.
It's the first time, innit?
It is the first time.
Yeah. So this is a new experience for you.
It really is, bro.
How's that making you feel now?
I'm worried that I'm not going to understand what you say, bro.
All right, good. That's fine.
But you said,
As
you
long-
promised me you were going to like fix the accent a little
No,
bit.
I've decided I'm not going to do that, to be honest. The way this podcast has started, that's it now. It's all full. You know, it's a funny thing, like, it's usually if I'm meeting, like through Charity Right, if you're meeting donors and stuff, you're always like, yeah, of course, yeah, that's perfectly. But the 2 times that Bradford comes out,
Yeah.
pretty much, yeah. So I'm Northern, but I'm from Bradford specifically, yeah. Is that either when I'm really happy or I'm really angry. So as soon as I get angry, it's like, bro. And then the bro just comes out, yeah. Or I'm really excited or really happy, then it's, Urfa's daughter always takes the mic out of me. She goes, hungry. He's hungry. And what were the words that she got? Fighting hunger.
Yeah. He always says, instead of saying hunger, he says, hunger.
Hunger.
I'm fighting hunger.
So it's usually on stage and usually in front of a lot of people, but yeah, hunger is the word that she. And I could always hear, like, if we're doing something serious and I'm talking about something, and then I'll just pan the screen and I can just see him and sat with his family, and she's just like, just laughing away, thinking, all right.
But how does it, so Bradford, let's talk about Bradford, yeah? Let's start off there. I mean, I went to Bradford once and it was an experience.
MashaAllah.
Alhamdulillah, honestly, it was actually a good experience because coming from London, first I never thought there was this many Pakistanis in the UK, bro.
MashaAllah. Bradford's on lockdown, bro.
Different types of Pakistanis as well, not just one type.
No.
Is it just one type?
No, one type of Pakistani,
Right.
all from the same village.
Serious?
We all know each other.
Right.
If you said to me, do you know Asif? I'll tell you exactly who Asif is.
Right up to his grandfather.
Are they all Mirpuri, bro? Let's put this to
Pretty
bed.
much, bro.
Seriously?
Pretty much. I mean, over the last
All
couple
of them? No
yeah,
way.
pretty much, bro.
Like
All
percentage-wise?
of the Pakistani
Yeah.
community.
In Bradford?
In Bradford, 95%.
Wow.
Yeah, Birmingham's the same, right? So Birmingham is probably just a few different villages, but
Right.
most of the Pakistani community there is from
Mirpur.
Mirpur.
Are you from Mirpur, bro?
I'm from Mirpur. So Mirpur is like, it's a district. It's not.
Is it C4, bro? You from C4?
Ooh, you know
Yes,
a little
bro.
bit. You know a little bit. No, I don't know anything about Algeria.
But is
bro,
there
sorry.
C1, C2, C3, and then was it
the
just
postcode,
C4
man.
because of the explosives, or what is it?
No. It's just a
Explosive
postcode.
personalities.
It's just a postcode. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
okay, right.
If you're from C4,
Are you from C4 though?
I'm from B3.
Right. Oh, so you're the
You know what that is,
okay. Are you seriously
Isn't
from
E
that in
B3?
Bradford?
That's a Birmingham postcode, but yeah, it's also.
You're seriously from B3 in Pakistan, not in Bradford.
In Bradford, I'm from BD.
Oh, it's BD.
Remember? So
it's
we're not from
BD.
Birmingham. So,
So I want to ask Asim as well because
I didn't finish the.
oh, sorry. Go on.
You're
You
stealing
done this
his,
before?
you're
No,
stealing
this
his
is my
airtime,
first
bro.
show, bro.
This is your first.
Sorry, carry on.
You're
Carry
rookie,
on.
you're a rookie, yeah.
Carry on.
Rookie, yeah, no problem. Take a drink, bro. Calm down. It's all right. Refresh.
You're stealing his.
Recompose yourself.
Sorry. Go on.
What was the question?
The question
I know I
was.
haven't finished answering you. What was
The question was, most Pakistanis in Bradford. This is general.
Yeah.
Is this a generalization?
No, generally, I think most Pakistanis in Bradford are from Mirpur district. So there's Mirpur the city and there's Mirpur district.
Right.
Mirpur district is made up of lots of little villages, etc., etc. So most people would associate to one of those villages.
Right.
So over the last couple of years, we've had a little bit of a change. We've got a growing Somali community now, Sudanese community now, an Arab community because of the university. But still, majority it's a Pakistani community.
Cool. And I want to ask Asim, have you been to Bradford? You
I have.
You
I
have?
have. Yeah.
And
Great.
are you Pakistani?
I am Pakistani, yeah.
Like, are you
yeah.
from C4?
I'm not from C4.
Are you
no.
Mirpuri?
Not Mirpuri either, no.
No, I'm just. This is. People want to know this, man.
Yeah. Not from, my family is from Lahore mainly,
Mashallah.
but we've got family in Multan, in Sialkot. So
So
there's
just get to Mirpur, bro.
Sialkot. Can we talk about
Forget
Sialkot,
all
bro?
that stuff, right? And get to Mirpur first. You've got family in Mirpur, right?
nope,
You got no connection to Mirpur.
none whatsoever.
No connection to Azad Kashmir.
None whatsoever. I have a connection to Jammu Kashmir,
Oh yeah,
but not Azad Kashmir.
It's trying to break us up, bro.
So what's
The
the
British
issue
already
with
did
Azad
that, bro.
Kashmir, bro? What's the
What's the issue with Azad
Yeah.
Kashmir? Do you watch the news?
no?
Well, we've been for the last few years,
How
bro.
do you know what
You know
the-
that
How do I know
Imam,
that?
in Ramadan, the Imam was making dua,
Yeah.
free Azad Kashmir. Did you not? Did you
Oh,
go
right,
to the Sheikh and
right,
say, listen,
yeah.
what's
I
wrong
mean-
with Kashmir? Yeah.
I mean, in London, I don't think I heard it, bro.
All right, good.
They were making that about other areas.
No, so Kashmir, there's two parts of
You're
Kashmir.
not from. You're not
No,
from,
Azad, part of it is in India, right?
Can we just
Astaghfirullah.
No, not from Bradford.
Oh
my God.
We've had bad enough of you. We need to ask him if he's not from. You're not from Bradford, here, are you?
Not from
So
Bradford.
he's not from Mirpur anyway.
Just because you're not from, bro, those things, that doesn't make sense.
Not from Mirpur, not from
He's not
Bradford.
What doesn't
Mirpur.
make sense?
He's not
That he's not
Mirpur.
from
He's not
Mirpur.
from
He's
Bradford.
he's not from Mirpur, so he's not from, is that what you're talking about?
Listen, he's not from any of those places. Where are you from here? Can you please tell us?
I live in Nottingham, but I was born in Reading and grew up in Reading. Moved to Nottingham about 20 odd years ago. Mashallah.
MashaAllah.
So we want to talk about your Pakistani experience, bro, and your experience in Bradford specifically. Did you only go to Bradford to meet Sajad? That's the only reason why you went.
No, I only went to Bradford to eat the curry because it's damn good curry there.
Is it good? Yeah.
Yeah, some of the best halapuri
What
I've
did
ever
you eat
had.
when you went to Bradford?
I passed through, bro. We weren't
Passed
allowed.
through.
We were told to keep our arms and was it legs
Arms and legs.
inside the vehicle at all times. It was like Jurassic Park, you know,
So
when
once you went through Bradford, then what? Then you like got your head out the window.
then we were able to kind of like look back, and there was like the villagers came out and stuff like
where,
that.
where were you going if you were
So-
going through Bradford?
Where were we going? So
'Cause there's not
I went to
much-
Derby actually.
Derby.
So wait. I went to Derby. Yeah, I
not winning
went
Bradford,
past.
bro.
I went past.
Let him tell this
Let me tell the
fake-
story.
fake story
I had a
as
friend
well.
of mine his brother moved up to Derby. We went to Derby, and then he said to me, "Let's go to Bradford. You have to go to Bradford, yeah." But it
For the
wasn't
cultural
actually-
experience, right?
For a cultural experience, but it actually wasn't Bradford. We were going through Bradford, so not another outskirts. I was about 16 years old. First time I ever been out of London, and I was just like mind blown. Astaghfirullah, we did stop in Bradford. We went to a shop to buy drinks.
Good.
and that's about it, bro. Then we just
It's really
we kept
interesting
it
story,
moving.
bro.
So that was
It's a good job you saved it all this time to tell us on this podcast that you went to a shop to buy some drinks from Bradford.
That's about it.
Beautiful experience. I'm sure most of the listeners and the viewers will be able to relate to that story and think, you know, I can relate to that. I've always gone to a different
Saj.
city when I've been 16 and bought a drink from my shop.
Bruv, I'm trying to connect with you here, man.
Okay,
Like
no
the
problem.
Bradford.
What's your experience of Bradford?
Terrible.
You're there every week, bro. What are you talking about? Man?
Terrible.
Irfat's been up to Bradford. Come on, Irfat. Genuinely, what was the experience like?
First of all, let me just get one thing straight. Everything in Bradford is 7 minutes away.
Right.
Literally.
Absolutely.
Like you could be in one location and then you want to go to the next location, 7 minutes. You get to that location, you go 7 minutes. There's no traffic. And every single thing is just really, really close by. But my experience of Bradford, where we went out to see Sajad and the guys, we did that long walk. Where was that place? Was it
Ingleton Falls.
Ingleton Falls. That was nice, like nice walk we did with these guys. Bradford's nice, but for me, it's too many Pakistanis all in, encompassed in one place. It's just too much.
So the culture, like, would you say the culture in Bradford is completely different to, because you got all Pakistanis in one spot, right? Has it morphed into a different type of? There's Bradford Pakistanis and there's. Does that make sense? Pakistanis from other areas.
I mean, I got confused when you said culture in Bradford. I thought, what are you talking about? Is oxymoron?
just because I watched the social media post that all the wild stuff that goes on in Bradford.
like
I can't repeat it on here, bro. But the guy, what was that guy that those two guys arguing and swearing at each other? That famous one. Why are you going for? Have you seen that one?
Yeah.
You've seen it, so don't even
I'm
try.
not even joking, bro.
You've seen it, bro.
Carry on.
He's
Maybe
effing and blinding and they can't even swear properly, bro. They both got heavy Pakistani accents and they're swearing at each other.
all right.
Have you ever seen that?
no.
I wish this was an after hours show. I could show it to you, bro, on the thing, but I'll show it to you later.
After hours show.
Yeah. After dark.
Come on, kids, go to
but
bed.
let's just say we see the memes that come out of Bradford, basically. That's it.
Yeah, there's tons of that stuff, bro. Like,
Yeah.
to be honest, bro, like, Bradford's got its issues.
Yeah.
And it's not like, I'm always with these guys and saying, listen, you need to move to Bradford, yeah? Bradford's a certain type of life. Like, if we weren't able to go outside of Bradford and do other things, we couldn't live in Bradford.
What do you mean?
Like here you've got, for example, you've got people giving da'wah, you've got the masjids are very, very active. You've got people like trying to do some amazing work here. We don't have a lot of that in Bradford. We're trying to build it, and we've been spending the last 10 years trying to look at how the masajid can be more active, how we can, like, we were with like a couple of mashayikh earlier this morning, and we were saying, we're trying to convince them to go and start giving some da'wah up in Bradford, right? Because we don't have any da'is there.
That's surprising, man.
It's crazy, bro, because we're what now? 130,000 Muslims, 140,000 Muslims. We're more than a quarter of Bradford. Yeah, we've got 140 masajid. But even if you were to go to the mosque and you were looking for an English khutbah, you'd probably have 5 places that would be doing English khutbah. Everything is still in Urdu. It's still the uncles running the mosque. It's still very kind of, I don't want to say backward, but it's still like how it used to be run, 10, 15, 20 years ago. And I don't think it's developed from there. Anybody who's made anything of themselves has traditionally moved out of the city. Yeah, so you found people who went to, to a London university to study and then didn't come back. They're like, okay, I've realized there's a different world here and I don't have to
So
go
you're
back.
experiencing a brain drain.
Yeah, you can say that, but I think people haven't looked at Bradford and thought, well, actually, there's 101 problems. Let me stay here and try and fix it. Yeah. Or let me go back to that community. They just thought, well, okay, that's Bradford's problem now. I can go and do other things. Even for us, obviously we're having a joke and a laugh now, but even us when we're in Bradford, sometimes I'm thinking, what the hell's going on here, man? That shouldn't be like that. That should be a little bit like, this. And how can we change our community to make sure that, we do speak English properly, right? And we're not mixing these words up. And, we have the same problems of any other city, right? We still got, young people that don't have, leadership. They don't have anybody to look up to. They're just driving their cars, living for the life, trying to make money quick. I don't think that's anything different from what you guys would be experiencing here. But I think just the way that it's presented in Bradford and the North, I think is a little bit different from down here. I guess that's the main difference.
I'll tell you one thing. As I was growing up, the only, just to go back at the whole thing about Bradford is that we, especially in Hackney, the only time we hear Bradford is county lines. the drugs, the being peddled up the motorways and stuff like that. So but I feel like, would you call Bradford? I mean, I'm guessing it's bigger than a village, obviously, but it's smaller than a city, right?
It's a city, bro. We have a university.
Okay, so is that how you determine like a city?
You can't have a
say it's a village.
You can't have a university if you're not a city.
Right.
So
okay.
technically,
yeah, but it's small. Would you say it's a small city?
It's a small city, bro.
Right.
But if you look at it compared to the rest of the country, bro, I think it's London, Birmingham, Manchester, Leeds, and then Bradford.
Right.
Like in terms of size,
in terms of population,
yeah, in terms of scale,
Serious,
like
yeah?
that's how that's how big we are. So it is a decent size.
Right. So that's how I'm showing my ignorance, southern ignorance, bro. Like,
Sorry, bro. I think once geography for you guys is once you get
It's
past
terrible,
Watford, it's like it's all north in it.
it's bad, bro. It actually is bad, man. Like, and I think that's another thing about like when you look at London. I know it's a multicultural and metropolitan city, but you tend, like, especially when we work with kids in inner cities, they don't travel. They don't even amongst their own boroughs as well. Like, I remember in Tower Hamlets, there's a statistic that says that they don't even leave their borough until they hit 17, 18. So imagine so they don't even leave the borough. So Tower Hamlets, you see how small it is. I don't know if you guys, have you been to Tower? You must have, obviously, yeah. So you've seen it. It's a kind of like Bradford, basically.
East Ham is like Bradford, to be honest.
Okay, yes. It is like,
Everything's 7 minutes away. East Ham as well.
But guys, so another thing as well that is really exploding at the moment is the food scene in Bradford as well. Like in up north, like I've seen a lot of new food places opening up and actually causing a massive stir in social media and stuff. Like, and I know there's a lot of influencers going there and actually trying food, and I don't know if
food is probably all we've got, bro. To be honest, you know, like when we stand out for like.
Food is all you need.
Yeah, that's it, bro.
The further north you go, I think the curries get better. And again, I think it is literally like, I don't know what it's like in Nottingham, Asim, but
It's pants.
Yeah,
the food.
Yeah.
But
It's got better. But yeah, it's nowhere near Bradford standard.
yeah, Bradford is just known for curry, bro. It's got amazing curry. We've got some of the best restaurants in the world.
Serious?
Yeah, like food wise, like I don't think you can do. And alhamdulillah, Allah's blessed me that I've been able to travel. You know, I've been to Birmingham, I've been to London, outside of the country, you know, different parts of Pakistan, and you know, all the work with charity, right, that I've been traveling with. But curries wise, you know, we've got that on lockdown, man.
Take me up there, bro.
But you know what it is? These guys are used to that kind of curry, you see, and because they're used to. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's right. I mean, when we went down there as well, I can't remember the restaurant you took us to, but their curry, mashallah, it was you know, it was 10-10 curry, mashallah, very, very nice. But again, it's kind of they you know, the because of the demographic of the people that live there, because they're all Pakistanis, that competition amongst them in terms of having the best curry house is definitely there as well, isn't it? Yeah. So you almost have got, when you go to one place to eat, the one that's 2 doors down is competing with that one to make sure that his one so much better. And I think a lot of the chefs and stuff, they bring them from Pakistan and places like that, and they've always been like the top chefs there and stuff. And some of these guys could come and work for some of the biggest restaurants sort of in London or in other cities, but obviously they look to stay in Bradford most of the time. But yeah, no, you're right, definitely the food is definitely nice. You can't doubt that. But that's all you got that's nice, isn't it?
That and
the hills,
the greenery. Yeah, I was gonna say, bro, you came to Ingleton Falls, you saw waterfalls, you saw some beautiful spaces.
Amazing.
And there was like and the drive there was amazing as well. Like, so we drove for an hour, but the whole way through you're like, oh, this is amazing, should we just stop here? Oh, this is amazing, should we just stop here?
Yeah.
And then
Saj, what's the Northerners' experience, or I said opinion of people from the south? Honestly, like, what do you guys think of?
To be honest, again, the problem with a lot of the youth in Bradford is that they haven't travelled either. Yeah, so they haven't travelled. They've maybe been to, you know, to Manchester or to Liverpool or these sort of places, but they haven't travelled. Once they come down here, it's a bit of an eye opener, right? It's a busy life. Yeah, people don't have time. Like, you could unannounced turn up to somebody's house in Bradford and he'll just say, all right, 3 days I'm with you, bro, let's go, what do we need to do? You know, or you could put things on hold and it's a bit easier. I think my experience of people at the beginning genuinely was, look, either I'm there on time and they're going to give me 20 minutes of their time, otherwise I've got no time, you know. And it has a plus and minus. Obviously, life is busy here because people are out doing stuff. They're making money. They're running businesses. You know, they're in dawah, whatever they're doing. They're busy with it. I think maybe the reason is because in the north, Bradfordians, we do have a lot of time. Like, we're okay. We're not really running a business. We're working 9 to 5, and we can take a chill pill, and then we can expect people to turn up, and it's all right. I think that's some of the Pakistani culture as well. Like, when we were growing up, I remember every weekend we were at auntie's house or some extended relative's house. We'd never call up. It was just we turned up with 8 of us, in 2 cars, and we were there to spend the entire day.
Don't even try it, Sajad, bro. 8 of you in 1 car, bro.
Not in 1 car, bro. Those days, Those days, the Corolla, bro. Mashallah, that's a solid car, bro. You couldn't mess with that 2D engine. You couldn't mess with that. But yeah, you just turn up and it was okay,
Actually, I'm a bit not jealous, but I feel like I was just speaking to someone the other day. I was like, Wallahi, life is too fast in London, man. You just feel like the week goes like this. There's no barakah in time, and also human relationships. You really feel like you don't like. Sometimes, wallahi, like the other day I was speaking to my mum. Actually broke my heart, bro. She was like, man, she lives literally a minute walk from me. And then sometimes I think, oh my God, I haven't seen her for 2 weeks.
Wow.
Because you're just working. It's and then you don't realize. You kind of catch. And I was like, I have to make time now. I have to kind of, so like having, like my dad's in Algeria at the moment, and he's video calling us. He's just having the time of his life. And the thing is, he calls us at random times, and expects us to pick up, but I'm at work or I missed the call, and he's like, what are you guys doing, man? Why are you not picking up my calls? But obviously, they're completely different lifestyle over there.
And what's interesting is he's adjusted to that lifestyle, right? And so he's now expecting that same lifestyle from you guys.
Exactly,
it's very interesting.
Exactly, which is, but it's sad, man. It is subhanallah. Like before you know it, you're old. Your kids are older, and then like life moves on, and then you're left on the.
This time issue though, Muhammad, bro, it is a weird one because how you value your time. And the way that you look at your time tells you a lot about you, and about the life that you have and the priorities that you have in your life. I remember exactly the same, bro. Like, there was a time, maybe about 2016, I didn't go to see my dad. And just like you, bro, my dad in the car lives 2 or 3 minutes from my house, I used to go every other day. So I'm gone for a week, busy with some work or whatever, I haven't gone to see my dad for a week. I've gone, but I've missed him, he's a mechanic. I've missed him, and we've carried on. And my kids were there, and I was at work, and my dad got my kids to call me on WhatsApp or something on a video. And my dad was like, just because I haven't seen you for such a long time, I thought I see. He was rubbing in my face a little bit as well. By the way, it's like, this is what it's come to.
That's a classic dad
big
move,
man. I got time for your dad. He was doing a bit of that as well.
But what's really interesting about that, he used WhatsApp to do that dad move.
It was about kids like call. He's not going to answer my call. Call from your phone. He might answer it. It was one of those things. Man. He really rubbed in my face, and it really got me thinking, bro. I remember like really deeply thinking like, what's my relationship with my parents? What do I want it to be? Because I remember my dad used to call me at work, and I was like, dad's probably just calling about something, And I would like, if I was here now and my dad called me, I was like, I'll call it a bit later. If this wasn't a podcast and it was a meeting, I'll call dad in 5 minutes or half an hour, and I might forget, and then I'll call him in the evening, whatever. And I remember one time he goes, why don't you just answer my call? Like, it might could be something small, but what's up? And I don't even have an answer for that. And I remember consciously making a decision that I don't care where I am now. If my dad calls me, and it's usually my dad, not my mom. If my dad calls me, I don't care what meeting I'm in, I don't care who I'm speaking to. I'm going to have to cut them off because I'm saying my dad's calling. And it's weird because the first couple of times I said it, it was like, all right, sorry, Sandra, I'm going to have to go. My father's calling. And she was like, all right. I'm saying, I'll call you back in 5, And I get on the phone with my dad, and my dad goes, listen, I was thinking, if we have a barbecue, it was something completely random, but it was really, really important for him that I answered his phone, it doesn't matter where I was, And I thought, that's fine. That's what I'm going to do from now on. And it genuinely is, bro, like the way that you look at the time that you have and who's called you answer and how you answer their call, it's the whole relationship and everything. It's a very, very different place. I remember like recently now, obviously we were going to chat, right, that I'm leaving Charity Right and all this sort of stuff. So I'm not in the Charity Right office anymore. And I told my mum, like, just before like the kind of announcement when I said I'm leaving church, right? She goes, "What do you mean? What are you gonna do now? You're gonna go get a job?" I was like, "No, I'm gonna be working on some other stuff and done that."
Wait, but the charity right was a job, right?
Yeah, but she didn't see it like that. She thought like, this is my son's charity. Like,
it's all coming out now, bro.
Yeah. So she was like, "Oh, what's gonna happen to the car that you bought your dad?" I was like, "No, that's no, you can keep that." But it was like, it was like that, right? She felt like this was my thing, and now I'm gonna have to get a job. So the first couple of days, I was kind of just thinking about what I'm gonna do, and I didn't call her, right? And I just thought, I want to speak to my mum. It was like midday or something, and I called my mum. My mum goes, "Are you on a break?" I was like, "Where do you think I work?" I'm in the office. It's not like I'm working, because she thought I was just gonna go back to like working in like in a 9-to-5 job or something. It was that the career kind of path that I was taking. I was like, no, I'm calling you just because I want to speak to you, not because I'm on my break and having my tuna sandwich, and I thought I'd got something to do. But it's weird, bro. I think that time thing is really, really important.
On the time thing, this is something that I noticed when I moved to Nottingham. So 20 odd years, in fact, not just me, my whole family, right? We all moved 20 odd years ago, and the pace was so much more slower. And on this thing about people coming around unannounced and all this sort of stuff. So made a few friends in the local community. People start coming around. And previously in Reading, you'd pop around maybe a couple of hours, cup of tea, bit of a chit chat, and off you go. Like 8 hours later, and you're like looking at the time. What's this? What's going on here? And that just speaks to the culture. The culture within the community was just so much more different because of that time element. Really, really interesting.
Yeah, but the thing is, these guys work the same way we work. They drive the same way we drive. They still got families the same way we got families. So what's so different about the hectic lifestyle? What makes it so much more hectic?
No, you tell me, bro. Every time I call you, you're like elbow deep in some sort of like.
The reality is, bro, it doesn't take us an hour to get to work. It definitely doesn't take us an hour to get back from work. Yeah. We don't have the bills that you guys have to pay. We don't have the living costs that you guys have to pay.
Yeah.
All that comes together in one sort of package. I always say to these guys that, I'd have to worry about where I park. I park outside my house. If I don't have that spot right outside my house and I have to park like, just a little bit here and a little bit there, a couple of meters there, I'm annoyed. I need to knock on somebody's door and say, "Listen, move your car. I need to park right in front of my house," because, it was raining that day and I got, 2 drops on my ball patch. Like literally, that's the kind of conversation you're having, right?
But you know what this guy does though?
Go on.
When he comes down here, he goes back and then he starts sending these messages to us. He goes, Afat, check this house out. And he finds me like a 12-bedroom house. And he goes, "Look, this 12-bedroom house is worth this much amount of money. Look, just sell up everything that you got in London. Just sell everything. Come here." Don't lie.
I didn't say that, bro.
Just sell up everything. Come on. But he sends me pictures of castles. He says,
Bro, I asked Irfa, I said, "What's your house worth?" Yeah, house worth, yeah. He goes, "Oh, it's worth about X amount." I said, "Look, let me find you a house. Not in Bradford, because we don't have those sort of houses in Bradford, yeah, for that sort of value. Just on the outskirts, yeah, like Ingleton Falls, Skipton, there's nice posh areas, yeah, lots of greenery. You can probably have a couple of horses. You can have some."
You mean ponies?
Yeah, ponies, all that stuff. Not gypsy, right?
"Horses, mate."
These sort of things, bro, like, I knew I can send him a 14-bedroom house with he's got a piano in his living room and all this sort of stuff and I said, "Look, you carry on here and carry on doing what you're doing. Send your family up and let them have a nice time and let them live that." He is hassle, man. Your mum's coming home. Look, come on, yeah. Mum comes home. She drives your mum, mashallah, yeah. Alhamdulillah. Allah protect her. And she has to go find a parking spot. Come on, man. Your son, she should be looking for a parking spot. It's a big thing, bro. It's a stressful thing here. I've come here, right, yesterday. I had to park somewhere and you've got these signs now that have been sprayed out, right? So I don't know if I need to pay or not pay.
Sprayed out? Where you been parking, man?
Romford Road.
Someone
sprayed those posts out.
So
who sprayed them out, bro?
I don't know, but some of these guys, the ones that
don't want to pay.
No, it's not them. It's all those people that are, against the whole Newham Council thing and whatever.
Right. So
they
it's
just
a protest
spray them.
kind of thing.
So I've parked there. Then I've had to move my car because we're not quite sure if I'm going to get a ticket. I parked on a single yard line, and then some guys come around. Then I have to move it from there. It's like, oh, come on.
It's stressful, bro.
It's stressful. It's stressful stuff, bro. That's not like it's
Besides, I would lose my mind in Bradford, bro. It's too slow.
Yeah, because you're not used
You
to it.
get used to it, bro. You get used to it.
Serious?
You don't want to get used to it, to be honest, bro.
Why not?
Now I come to London and I'm like, what is this? This is too much.
You're giving away age, bro. Don't do that.
But what's an average house price in Bradford like? If you're looking at
What's
expenses and everything, like so
Average price
standard,
for what?
like
Tell me.
for a family of 7.
Whoa. Bro. Algerian average family size 7.
Average family of 7.
Basically, he's saying a normal Pakistani family.
Normal Pakistani family,
Normal Pakistani family in Bradford now.
That is 7 kids, isn't it?
Three kids, husband,
Okay, say 5.
a family of 5.
Yeah,
So let's
go
say you go for a 3-bedroom
3-bedroom.
house, semi-detached, garden, garage, driveway, and a decent area.
Yeah.
250? In a nice area. 250?
Okay, so now what we're looking at, what about slums, bro? In the slums.
Slums, 70 grand.
Serious?
Yeah.
Serious?
70, 80.
Right, semi-detached?
Semi-detached, bro. We live in a terrace house. What are you talking about, man? We don't live in...
Okay, what about
East Town.
terrace? What about terraced house, bro? Can we get down into the 15s, bro?
To be honest, you can buy... for Urfa, you could buy a house for 15 grand, no problem. Like, if you can do it... Bismillah, you can buy a house for 15 grand.
But we live around the Gore, bro. Bleep that out, yeah. You see how I dropped that, bro? Like, was the accent correct?
It was perfect.
No,
Was it?
No, the thing is, like, we've got the...
Because obviously, where can I
Oh,
live? Can I
you
live?
would fit right in with the Gordo.
Yeah, but then I got more kids.
Oh, yeah.
I could probably like, Dave, yeah, no, they can't speak like that, innit?
No, you go there.
Me, just me.
Yeah, just leave the kid there.
Yeah, forget the kids and all that.
I'll get bottled the first time they see me, bro.
No, not in Bradford, bro.
No?
We don't have those issues, bro, yeah.
What about what about the segregation there with regards to kind of race and stuff like that? Because we hear about it here. What is it like on the ground?
Yeah, segregated, bro. Bradford, you're either in a white community or you're in a Pakistani community.
Do you have any Pakistanis live in white communities?
Yeah, a little bit, and then
And what happens?
the white people move out. And
Serious?
Then it becomes a Pakistani community.
Wow. So that's the thing. That's another thing
So
about.
it's like just growing out. So like within the city centre, for example, bro.
Not really, bro.
It does, bro. You think about
Where?
it. Back in the day.
No, I'm talking about now, bro. Forget back in the day.
No, I'm just saying. Back in the day, how it all started was, I mean, remember one thing, bro. They're still stuck on bro.
What do you mean?
We've moved on to fam and all that.
Oh, right.
Their language, bro,
So
is
the
still stuck on
seeds
bro
of
and still customer and all that. They're still stuck there. So forget.
It's just like you said, wallahi, wallah. Bro, can you get me a drink? Wallah, I'm going to get it for you. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
What are you saying? Wallah.
Well, at least we're not stuck on customer.
We say customer, innit, bro.
Anyway, see, they can't even say customer. They're gonna say customer, innit, bro?
Innit, bro. You've got to put that whole thing,
bro.
Innit, bro. Innit, bro is the standard, bro.
Do you say in it, bro, in charity right meetings?
Yeah, of course, bro. This is a charity movie, innit, bro?
Oh yeah, of course it is, bro.
So,
That's it, bro. You can get a visa to Bradford now, bro. No problem.
But it used to be, isn't it, bro? Or did he drop?
Isn't it?
Was it
We're
never?
not writing it
Isn't
down,
was
bro.
never,
We're saying it.
No.
Isn't it?
Isn't it, bro?
It is not. It is not, sir.
Tis not.
It is not, sir. No, we don't.
so what I'm saying is the white people from our areas.
Yeah.
What did they do? Like when they were living in the outskirts of, or like in Newham and whatever. What did they do? They first went into Barking. From Barking, they went to Barking side. From there, they went to Romford. Romford, they gone to Wickford, then to Rayleigh, then Essex, and they gone further and further. It's only because when Asian people come there, they just can't handle the fact that they live around it. I remember on my sister's street.
No, man. I don't think it's that. I think
it's social, economical stuff.
yeah, like look, when you've got a community, for example, where we are in Bradford, my mom can go to the bank, to the grocer, to the local shop. She can do everything without interacting with a white person. For the non-Pakistani, forget white person.
So in your banks, everyone is all Pakistani.
So she goes to the bank. There's gonna be a sister
Is she
behind the
speaking
bank,
English?
and she can say, "My mom doesn't speak English
at all.
at all." Yeah, she can understand it. So if you have a conversation with her, like her grandchildren now, they speak to her in English, and she responds back in Punjabi, and it carries on. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Oh, he was waving at me. Sorry.
People waving at you.
Oh yeah, he's sorry.
Yeah, the grandchild.
By the way, shout out to Ismail, bro. Sam Michael.
So welcome, Slam.
Go on, say something, innit, bro?
Hello there.
Hello there. Hello there. He's like, Father, you're embarrassing us.
Sorry, Karen, you were saying about your mum.
Yeah, like she can do all those things without interacting with, and that was the perk of like when you're looking at moving house, for example, you're looking, look, Barbara's put a house up for sale. Let's move into that community because there, my mum, my sister, my wife, my children, my dad, for example, my grandparents, they can all do that without having to feel like, they need support from me. That was the biggest reason. Like when you found that, like we moved into an area and slowly the other houses were going sold. Why? Because the bank's there local now. She's got a job in that bank, or she's now the grocer. Now he's at the barber shop. Okay, this is perfect. Now we can move into this area because there's enough facilities for us to be able to just find halal meat and all the rest of it. Yeah, and everything for us, like, it is within walking distance. Like, my mum doesn't drive, but she can walk and do all those things. She can get the shopping. She can go to her friend's house. You can do all those things without having to drive.
You ain't got a Tesco superstore on the corner of your road, have you?
Don't get Tesco superstore, bro. Got Morrison's.
Well, it's human nature, though, right? We are tribal by nature, right? So we will always convene with our own, right?
What's Nottingham like? Is it similar to? You've been to Bradford, obviously.
It's
is it similar?
It's a lot cleaner. It's a lot
with the jabs.
It's a lot prettier architecturally.
It's a what?
It's a lot prettier architecturally.
What part?
Every part.
Hey, bro, listen.
Have you been to
Let them not divide us, bro. Come on. Stick to the game plan.
No, Nottingham's nice.
Nottingham is nice.
It is a pretty city. It is a city, quite a small city. You can drive from one end of Nottingham to the other in about 40 odd minutes.
Cheers, Saj.
Yeah, it's got 2 universities.
I thought it's a pretty good university as well. Right?
Yeah, decent university. Yeah. Shout out to university.
You said good and he said decent. Automatically, listen, don't get carried away. Yeah, Mohammed, it's all right. You haven't been there. Don't want to raise your expectations, and then you like drive.
No, but it's really good, bro. And it's the birthplace of Robin Hood.
If he existed, yeah.
Come on, man. You're supposed to be spitting the gospel of Robin
There's
Hood.
There's a statue in the middle of the town centre.
Can you clear it for us? Clear it up for us. Was he real?
Apparently, he has a tomb and he's buried in that tomb. So there is somebody in that tomb.
I mean,
there is a tomb.
More from you.
Wow.
You should know this.
Would you ever move to Bradford?
Nah.
Never?
Nah.
Why?
Because Nottingham is nice.
Why has this podcast become about moving to Bradford? What
happened, bro?
We're just interested about
we want to know.
I made my hijrah to Nottingham. I'm done. That's it.
That's as far as you're going, yeah?
That's as far as I'm going.
You should come back.
So, okay, wait.
I want to come back, but I can't afford it, man.
We can't afford it either, bro.
Mama, look at it like this.
Yeah, go on.
Why do you stay here?
Because we love it here.
You know what?
No, tell me practical things. Tell me why are you here?
It's familiarity, bro. That's all it is.
Okay, so away from that, there's no other reason for you to stay here.
No, obviously my parents are here. If we all move,
it's roots.
Let's say you move with your parents, right?
With my whole family and everything, my sisters, my brother.
Like away from that, like what else? Like your family keeps you somewhere, right? So the only reason I'm probably still in Bradford is because my family's there. Yeah. I'm saying, what else is it that you think?
Okay, I'll tell you what.
I need to move because.
Or I need to stay.
Or I need to stay here because I've got.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna do like an advert for London, bro. You ready?
Yeah, I'm already ready.
Okay. So, firstly, the thing I love about London is that it's truly multicultural. That you meet so many different types of people. That's number one.
Bro, they're not watching. It's all right.
No, that's fine. That for me. I think business-wise, if you're in business, the best place to be in London. But that is slowly being less of an issue. Are you in business? Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, but it's slowly being less of an issue with remote working and all this stuff, yeah? So that's less of a reason to stay. Bro, to be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie to you. Recently, I've actually been having that question. I mean, that ruminating in my mind. Why am I still here? I really am thinking about. I'm like, crime rates are ridiculous. I live in a council estate, bro. Like, it's weird because there's some houses that are £1 million just down the road.
Yeah,
like literally, I can walk. And I live in a council estate where people are getting robbed and like there's drug dealing going on. There's crackheads walking around. But then there's these like, you saw those guys outside walking around. Yeah,
mashallah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Guys or you know what I mean. Yeah. Guys and yeah. So you know the type. We're in East London. It used to be worse than this, but it's like this kind of Jekyll and Hyde. In the daytime, you walk around, have nice coffee, like artisan bakeries. You have like, what else? You can go brunch. You know, people, all these white women walking around in the daytime having brunch. Are you one of those
guys that eats avocado for breakfast?
Yeah, no, I don't. But like, I could if I wanted to, if you know what I mean.
All right.
We have that. We have that
option available.
Yeah, the option there should be.
Yeah, it should be there available. Even if
there was a point. Wallahi, I'm not joking. I'd have it every day.
Wallahi, obviously. Yeah.
We have that in.
We could. Otherwise, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, I wouldn't believe you.
You wouldn't believe it.
Yeah. No,
or you can have curry and roti and rice in the morning every day if you was in Bradford.
Do you have rice every?
Do you have rice?
Do you have curry every morning?
No, man. Full English. You're talking about.
I'll tell you one thing, bro.
There's no way it's a full English. No way.
No.
I don't
To us,
believe it.
Yeah, paratha.
They have paratha in the morning, bro. 100%.
No way,
Paratha with
man.
fried egg.
Paratha only for Ramadan, bro. Only for Ramadan. Paratha.
So
Outside
what do you
of-
have for breakfast then?
Most days I don't have breakfast.
Cereal, innit?
But yeah, cereal or
Oh, you're boring, bro, man.
toast and egg. And,
We should ask his son.
What do you have for
he
breakfast,
definitely
bro?
he has a cup of tea, bro.
That's it.
Biscuits, yeah.
Nothing else.
You don't really like egg. You have a toast. Do you have toast in the morning? Sometimes.
What about your dad? What does your dad have?
His dad's asleep, man.
Well, English.
When he goes to school, his dad's asleep.
Oh,
Mashallah.
mashallah.
Mashallah. It's Bradford, bro. Because it only takes me 2 minutes to get to work. I was like, I don't need to wake up at 8 o'clock.
And is it like those? Yo, Chuck, what's up? You right, mate? Yeah. Good morning to you. Look, and you're walking down the street, and the milkman waves at you and all that stuff.
Because we're still living in the 40s, aren't we?
Exactly. Yeah.
We all got top hats, bro, and we wear blazers to
And
work.
you get
Where'd you put your
casual
sheep? Where'd you
racism.
put your sheep?
One question at a time, guys. One question. Have you guys done this before?
Sorry, God.
Where does he put his sheep?
In the vast gardens that we have, sir.
Oh, also, one question I want to ask you since you're here, and we're going to get to ask.
Oh, listen, don't ask about his tractor.
No, not the tractor. bro.
The tractor.
Is it true you guys are tight?
In Bradford?
Yeah.
Why?
I heard that Yorkshiremen are tight. They got short arms, deep pockets. Is that true?
No, not at all. Bro.
Okay, let me ask him.
No, I don't think that is
I mean,
true.
we've come here. We've been
I
here
don't
for
think
like
that's true.
2 hours now, yeah?
Yeah.
And mashallah, this cup has been filled up like 10 times with, mashallah.
Be careful.
Right? And the only food that I've had here is food that we bought in.
Be careful, Sad. Be careful.
I'm just saying, bro. I'm just
Be
saying.
careful.
I
We're
hope-
gonna feed you,
I
bro.
hope this meal at the end of this
There will
is
be,
worth it, bro.
inshallah. There will be.
I hope.
We've got Fredo over there who's gonna sort out the.
No, I don't think that's true at all, bro.
No, be honest, bro.
No, I'm being honest, bro. I've been honest with
So
you.
where's
all the way
this?
through, right?
Where's this thing come from? Where
You just
Yorkshiremen
don't
are
believe
tight?
everything you read, bro, or listen to. You
But
know,
it
like,
must come
on,
from
man.
somewhere, bro.
It's just like, in the north we think that all Londoners are miserable.
Right.
Right?
Which is kind of true,
I've got
bro.
this photograph on Facebook from the first time I went on the tube,
Yeah.
and I got this miserable face on, yeah. And
You had
I
miserable-
have because
yeah.
it's still there, and I'm like, this is what most people are looking like on the tube, and I took the picture, right? And it's like, yeah, but as you
But it's
get to
true
know
though.
people, you think, oh, like, that's all right. He's not too bad, you know.
But Sad, you're
Mama's okay. He's Algerian, but you know, he hasn't asked me for a fight yet, you know.
Well, not
It's
yet,
all
bro.
right.
Not yet.
Few hours to go, but
No, but you're right
I
though,
don't think
because
that-
we don't like again things like being neighborly. Like you guys obviously know your neighbors, you chat to them, you interact. Bro, I don't even know my neighbor. My neighbor's got a dog called Stanley. That's about it. That's all I know.
you know the dog's name.
Yeah, he just
don't
got
know his name.
He just got it new. His name's Alex. Shout out to Alex.
We're not like that, bro. We're not like that. Literally, like my kid is. We've got this Facebook group which is all about like deaths in the community. Yeah.
Wow.
Janaza.com or so. Anybody who dies in the community says, "Oh, this janaza is happening for so and so and so and so and so," right? And anytime where the postcode that we used to live in, my kid will send out, "Do you know this guy, Dad?" And probably 7-8 times out of 10, oh yeah, that was Uncle so and so, wasn't it? And we have that. Like I still know that, you know, he went to school with my so and so, or my dad fixed his car about 15 years ago, and they've kept in touch, and we still got that thing in brother. And I don't think, I mean, we're losing it, but we've still got.
Yeah.
We still got, maintain some of that. I think even now where I live in a detached house. I have,
Easy,
I
bro.
have a garage, I have a garden. Yeah.
Yeah, but what? Sorry, a garage.
Garden. A garden,
I
sir.
thought you said a garage.
A garage, and a garden. I have both,
No,
mashallah.
Mohammed, you know what? To be honest,
I've got a balcony, bro.
when we went out to Bradford, when me and Harris and the families went out to Bradford, mashallah, they were. I don't know. I
That's good
don't.
hospitality, isn't it?
Yeah, they had, mashallah, unbelievable hospitality. I mean, to be honest, there was a time when we took the families back to the hotel, and these guys were going, "No, we're not going to sleep." I said, "What we got? You guys, we're going. We just come back from eating. We're going to eat." That's what we just said. He said, "Don't worry." And then took us to another place, some rundown place, but the food was so nice there. We sat down again. Then Addy turned up, and then we had another munch with Addy. So like these guys, in terms of their hospitality and stuff like that. Should I tell them that story about when we came and we had food around some next man's house?
No, that's not that one.
Oh, okay.
Well, now I
That wasn't a good one.
I have to know.
The rest of it was okay. No, we can't expose the brother man. If he watches this, he'll know who he is then. That's not. I mean,
tell me after.
Probably by this time he's already realised. Because so many people's houses you've eaten it, right? They're like, oh, that was me. But yeah, I think that's just a misconception.
So you're not tight.
Yeah, the Nottingham guys are tight.
Not at all.
Yeah,
Not at all.
110%.
Not at all. I reject that wholeheartedly.
Bro, bring some evidence, bro. Otherwise, forget it, bro.
I
Just accept
live in
it.
Nottingham.
21, 2 years, something.
So
like
how
that.
old
Born
were
and
you?
bred in Nottingham, is he?
Nah.
Yeah, he's not. He's a Reading guy.
Yeah, he's a
bro.
Reading guy.
London.
I've got another 6 years to go, and then I'm from Nottingham, because I will have been in Nottingham longer than I was in Reading. So I left
Right.
Reading when I was 28, basically.
Mashallah.
MashaAllah.
So I think it came from that Yorkshireman sketch, from the famous Yorkshireman sketch?
No, remind me, bro.
But in my day, I can't do the accent, but I'll try,
You're
innit?
trying.
We used to what was it?
Tell him what you said and you do the accent for you.
I can't really actually.
Do you know the Yorkshireman thing when it goes, we used to wear our clothes, and then it goes, no, we used to eat our clothes, and then the guy would be like, we used to eat at our house. That's how poor we were.
Are these programs on after 9
Monty
o'clock?
Python, bro.
Are they on after 9 o'clock?
Yeah, it's after 9 o'clock.
Yeah. All right, so
I think it's Monty Python or
stop
whatever.
watching that stuff.
Okay,
bro.
I'll try.
Yeah,
I'll
just
try.
stick to Islam channel,
Okay.
Iman channel.
Saj doesn't actually watch TV.
Doesn't he?
Yeah, I'm very holy, bro.
Are you serious, bro?
Very holy, bro. Don't watch TV. It's filth.
So why we're bringing him on? How are you going to watch this then?
He never got a TV in his house until that day. You know, you showed us the.
Everyone's got this theory. Yeah.
How have I got this theory?
That there was a TV that we used to use for church, right?
Yeah.
And then it went missing.
Right.
And all of a sudden, it was hung up on my wall. It's got this theory, and he just
not-
won't let it go.
He's not telling the story properly.
This is
Tell
big-
the story, bro.
It's a
Tell the
big
story.
issue that you're kind of bringing up here.
Yeah, but that's
conspiracy.
not the story.
Big
The truth
conspiracy.
is, me and Harris were together. We used to have a TV for charity, right? That we used to go to. You know, we used to go to all the appeals.
Yeah.
So we had a TV. One year we went back to get the TV out. Our stories, the TV's not there.
Right.
So, where's the TV gone? We've had it all this time. Harris is there. He can verify this, yeah? Where's this TV gone? We couldn't find it anywhere, right? We looked high and low. His office, my office, storage, everything. We couldn't find it.
Because they lost it.
Then we went out and bought a new TV.
Right.
Okay,
Mashallah.
we bought a new TV, and then
A JVC
and then he
TV.
is actually doing his house up. He's doing his house up, and one day he goes to us, Harris, look what I've done to my house, and he's FaceTiming us and showing us the house. And as he pans round, me and I just looked at each other, goes, "Hold on, is that our TV?" And that TV was in the wall. So
I'm just saying, bro, this is a serious allegation
Serious allegation.
about a fellow Muslim.
That's it.
And if you don't have evidence, you shouldn't make those accusations.
Sah.
no, but we
And if you're spreading rumors and now publicly
Yeah, now it's
on this,
yeah.
hold on, let's
you know,
clarify. We verified afterwards that wasn't that TV.
With serial numbers and everything, yeah?
We verified it that wasn't a TV.
there wasn't a TV, but you thought that it would be appropriate on
Yeah.
this, heavily watched podcast that's going to be going out to the
let's not
world.
get-
I'll see,
Yeah,
you're right, I'll see,
that
you're
I'm going to be sharing to 1,000 people at least on my WhatsApp.
At least, yeah.
That this was the appropriate time to bring it up.
Harris, could you just ask him some drink or anything, right?
No, I have. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
So
No,
Asim,
thank you. I really appreciate it.
I want to ask you a question. Obviously, we're going to go public. You're going to go public with Asim actually coming in as he's the English.
This is it.
This is it, right? So
It's public.
it's public now, yeah?
It's public.
So there's this kind of thing of like, when a president, so for example, in America, yeah, when a president does 2 terms, so he can only do 2 terms, right? And then the last term, like, it's called the last term where they don't actually do any work. Does that make sense?
Makes
Really,
complete
the
sense.
guys behind the scenes that are kind of,
Makes
it's really,
See where this is going.
does that make sense? Like, so
Yeah,
what
yeah,
happens? Wait, let me land,
Yeah,
bro,
no, carry on.
Saj. Let me land.
Carry on.
Okay, like with George Bush, they pushed a lot of things, and his last term, they pushed a lot of things out, a lot of legislation, and because he's gonna go, right? No one's gonna be. Who's thinking about George Bush right now? No one really, isn't it?
True.
Clinton, everyone's kind of forgot about him as well. So I just want to ask, obviously, like you've come in now. I mean, what's the transition been like, and how has Saj's transition been, and has his last term has it
We said we
been?
weren't going to use that word transition in this.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Sorry.
which is
What's the
fine.
word?
That's not
Handover.
exposed where your
The
office is
handover.
located. I'm going to refrain from doing that, but yeah.
Okay. So, just what's it been like? Have
Yeah,
you
so-
spotted any holes in his game
So
at all?
I feel like my answer should be light-hearted, but I am just I don't know how this is gonna land. So I'm just gonna be serious. I'm just gonna tell the truth.
Go on.
One of us should be at least.
Yeah, absolutely,
Exactly.
absolutely. Seriously, I could not have asked for a better handover, mashallah. I came into the organization in November. In fact, our conversation started in June. Our conversations actually started in June. And from that very first conversation and every conversation that we've had since, Sajad has provided a lot of support. And the handover has been really the best handover I've ever had in my career to date, mashallah.
So as your first kind of act,
Can we just
go on.
pause and just for a second just accept that, mashallah, that was beautiful, yeah?
I just want to know, like, did
And
you prepare that for you, or
your kind of sneaky tactic on trying to get stuff that's going to be in my book later on. Trying to get some of that masala out. Yeah, didn't work. Just so you know. All right, carry on.
Okay,
but let me continue though.
Was this written out?
That said,
I spoke too soon, bro.
all I will say is there's a heck of a lot of work to do.
Asim, what's your background previously to?
My background, has always been in the charity sector. So I've been in the charity sector for about 20 odd years. So initially I came into the charity sector as a trustee while I was still working in corporate. Did that for about 6-7 years. I have a really interesting
corporate wise. What were you doing?
I was actually a developer. I was
us?
a software developer.
No way.
Yeah. Did that for about 8 odd years. And so I've always been involved in tech, right?
Okay.
Did tech and digital and
Why are
that
you so
sort of stuff.
impressed, bro? I'm sorry, bro. Why are you so impressed with
That's
that?
what he
The fact
does.
that
He
you're
just
so-
went like that, and I just.
He's like, oh, yeah.
I just.
I have to agree with him.
I'm mirroring him,
Oh,
basically.
sorry, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. This is your time to shine. Go away. Go, carry on.
It's fine, man.
Carry
It's
on,
fine.
bro.
You're
Carry
good.
on.
Yeah, so
You
so
don't
yeah.
often get stuff like this, innit? He's succeeded him, and they like having this
Yeah.
their own little camaraderie going on, innit?
You know, the thing is, apologies, Asim, yeah. We're going to give you some time to talk as well. The thing is that I think as soon as I sent this message out, this WhatsApp message saying that, I'm stepping down, I've got mixed emotions, people automatically assumed
That you
that
got fired.
something's gone on.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
So people weren't asking me directly, they were asking other people.
No.
Saying, listen, what's happening at church, right? What's the doing?
Same here. We got calls the same way.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Same way.
That's
So
weird,
they
bro.
just assumed that, Saj must have done something wrong or, something's happened.
But do you know why that was though? It was because he sent out an email that was really badly worded.
Was it?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, he just left too much.
Why did you let that go out?
He just you didn't run it by me.
I'm
You
just
didn't
saying,
run it by me.
bro. You're on the email thread. If you're not picking these
The
things
first
up,
time I
listen,
saw it was already
calm
landing in my
Calm
inbox.
down, Northerners. Calm
Listen,
down. Calm
have
down.
I technically gone now?
You know what's the funny thing? Irfat forwarded a message to everyone saying I think my father passed away or something like that, or my brother or something like that.
No, it was someone's mum passed away.
Someone's mum passed
Forwarded
away.
it.
Yeah.
But he forwarded it and no context. We're thinking, subhanAllah, the worst.
No, it had the guy's name at the bottom of it.
No,
didn't
but obviously that's the first thing you read, isn't
it?
it?
Yeah. But the guy's name was
Everyone's
at the
like
bottom.
trying to phone Irfat, bruv. And
Yeah.
I did the same thing with Zach. Everyone thought Zach was dead, bruv. So, so yeah, maybe it was one of those ones. So, alhamdulillah, like I said, the last email. But so you sent out an email to everyone, or was it a WhatsApp message, or was
We
it?
sent out an email to everyone, right?
Yeah.
Or Yasmin sent it out. And then,
No, you sent it out.
Was it for me?
This one was from
Okay,
you.
This one was for me. And then I guess from my phone book was whatever people. I sent it to everyone just so there was some context. But I spent the week prior just kind of ringing some people that obviously I'd worked closely with for the last 10 years or whatever. Obviously people like Irfat, mashallah, who's been with us for 10 years. Like, he knew about the situation and what was going on. He was already introduced to Asim. But I made a few phone calls to let people know that, okay, there was going to be something happening. Just prepare yourself and, I'm going to be stepping down. I'll introduce you to the new guy. Don't take it as a shock. But obviously you can't do that with everyone, But yeah, that was the idea. But yeah, this is the new gaffer now. Go on, carry on. Sorry, bro. I cut you off a million.
What was I saying?
So you were a trustee?
Trustee of a charity. Did that for
yeah.
6 odd years. I've got a really interesting story actually. I've told this a million times, but I'll tell it on this podcast as well. So, through that charity, I met Sheikh Tawfiq. This is about 20 odd years ago. He was still at Medina University. I think he was in his final year. Came to Nottingham. He did a bit of a circuit in the UK. Came to Nottingham. Did a talk on the death of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. One of the best talks I've ever heard. Where there was not a dry eye in the room. Anyway, afterwards, one of the brothers invited him over for dinner. This brother was myself and him. We were trustees, co-trustees of this charity. So we're talking about this charity, talking about the work. The name of the charity was Orphan Aid. We focused entirely on orphan sponsorship, so taking kids off the street, housing them, educating them, etc., etc. And we did this as volunteers. Anyway, telling Sheikh about this charity and the work and all this sort of stuff. And he's got this.
So carry on.
So he's got this kind of really like twinkle in his eye. He's got this kind of smile on his face, and he asks, "Who built your website?" And we had this really beautifully designed website. It was just like a brochure site, just a few pages, but it was really nicely designed, mashallah. In fact, I came along and actually replaced it because we wanted online donations and kind of, so this was like in 2002, 2003, one of the first charity websites to do online donations and all of this sort of stuff. Anyway, so he asks, who built your website? And we had asked some brothers who were running a web agency down in London at the time, and they'd I think what were they called, Webstar, I think they were called. And so we'd basically asked them to build it, and we said, yeah, these brothers built it. And he said, no, they subcontracted it to me, and I built your website. And he was basically moonlighting while he was a student in Medina University, and he had actually built our website. And so 20 years later, I met him just recently after, just before Ramadan. And I reminded him, well, I said, look, Sheikh, I met you 20 odd years ago. And he goes, "Panla, you're from Orphan Aid? You're one of the brothers from Orphan Aid?" Like, he remembered that conversation, subhanAllah.
Did you remind him about the whole website?
Yeah, he remembered that conversation. He remembered that conversation. Yeah. So yeah, 20 odd years ago, he built our website, and 20 years later, I'm working for his charity.
Back when you started.
Back when I started.
And then what? So you moved on to a charity after that, yeah?
Yeah. So that charity, then we closed it down. It got too much for us as volunteers. We ended up giving the projects. There was 3 projects, one in Tanzania, Kenya, one in Pakistan. Gave those projects to Human Appeal. And a few years later, we actually did speak to Mercy Mission as well. Azim actually reminded me of the fact that we actually spoke to Mercy Mission and asked them if they would take over the project, and they said no. So anyway, we gave it to Human Appeal, and then a few years later, I had the opportunity. Human Appeal had a change in leadership, and I knew the CEO. He reached out to me, and I joined Human Appeal. That was in 2010. And then I've just went from one Muslim charity to the next, and then I ended up here, mashallah.
Did they headhunt you, or did you apply for a job? Or
I had a recruiter reach out to me. Had a really good conversation with the recruiter. I had a few conversations with other Muslim charities, but I don't know. They were just, it was all the same, right? And it wasn't really catching my attention. I had the conversation with these guys. I'd actually had my eye on Charity Right, because Charity Right was doing things very, very differently. Like the laser focus on meals and food. The focus in terms of the fundraising on digital. They were doing some really interesting things in online and then in the digital space. So that had caught my attention. And then this recruiter comes knocking, started the conversations, and like I say, the first conversation I had with this young man, and it was a great conversation, and it kind of just went from there. Alhamdulillah.
Can I ask a question about, because you've been in the charity sector for quite a while, yeah, especially the Muslim sector, yeah, and what's the changes you've seen in that sector in that time, in the sense of the way charities operate within the Muslim sector? And how have you seen them progress, or if they have, what's your experience?
Generally speaking, my experience. What's changed? I think there's a lot of innovation now in the online space. I think there's a lot of focus where Muslim charities are concerned on providing a better service. There's also a lot of focus on being more transparent and, trying to give people feedback on what they've done with their money and all that sort of stuff. Has the sector done that proactively? Probably not. I think they've done that reactively. And I think that's really where the change is. The change, I think, is in the donor audience. Donors are wanting more transparency. Donors are wanting more better service. Donors are wanting more from the Muslim sector. And I think that's right. That's right.
So, just coming following recent developments, especially in technology, because you come from that background as well. Saj, I think that's your background as well, right?
No, my background was in marketing.
Serious?
Yeah.
All right.
Carry on. Sorry, bro.
So you're giving me wrong information, bro.
Where are you taking information from, bro? This is all the same conversation that you had before about Yorkshireman.
Yeah. Hey, relax, bro. What are you getting aggressive for?
Oh my God.
When an Algerian guy tells you that somebody else is getting aggressive, that
We're
must
gonna
be...
fight afterwards, you know that. Definitely.
Tell him 6 minutes left.
Oh, you're saying you're okay. We'll talk about future and if you want to talk about it now, but or afterwards.
talk about it.
Fine, we'll talk afterwards. Why are you getting all aggressive for?
Why are you asking him the questions? Carry on, bro.
All right, bro.
I answered like blunt questions, so you could go back to ask
All
him.
right. So, what was I saying?
Thank you, bro.
Yeah. So with rather tech, how do you feel like the current advances in tech will affect charities at the moment?
Yeah.
Especially this whole AI thing that's kicking off recently.
Framed question, but carry
Okay,
on.
all right.
sure you can answer
I'm not Jeremy Corbyn. Oh, not Jeremy Corbyn. What's the guy's name?
We did this before, bro. We did it for an hour. We couldn't figure it out. You're not gonna do it live now.
Our CEO, he worked it out. What was his name again?
Vine, wasn't it?
Vine.
Vine.
Wasn't
yeah.
it Vine?
Jeremy Vine.
Yeah, I think so.
Right. So So how do you feel like at the moment? Because I feel like with charity, right, it's quite, especially with the platform that you've got for the donations and stuff like that, which is quite how do you say it? You've had it in for a long time, right? So
we're definitely tech driven.
Mashallah, my bad.
Definitely tech driven, mashallah.
Would you say it was from the beginning?
From the beginning, absolutely. I mean, I think there's well, I can't speak about what came before, but from what I understand,
It was.
it was.
All
So
right.
Sajad, mashallah, has confirmed that it was.
I can confirm that. It was.
So what do you reckon the next wave
concur.
is?
Second, bro.
Next wave charity, like in regards to kind of
We've got
to guess.
We've got to double down. Absolutely, we've got to double down on the tech direction. I think there's like we have. So let me just give you a stat, right?
Yeah.
So this Ramadan, 90% of the traffic that came to our website was from people using their mobile phones. Right, that tells me that our audience is tech driven. They want experiences on their mobile phones, so we've got to provide those experiences, right? If we want to continue to provide that level of service to our donors, we want to continue that relationship with our donors, and we've got to provide what it is that they want. AI is a really, really interesting space, and we are beginning to use AI just internally, just to kind of just a few experiments. So one of the things that we did in Ramadan, for example, we did a bit of an experiment. We're going to do a write-up on this, inshallah, on our blog. But one of the experiments that we did with AI in Ramadan is we did a campaign, an advertising campaign, and the pictures in the ads that we used. We did one that was a photo that was taken by our team. So our team going out into the field, photographing our beneficiaries and the children that we work with. So we used a team photo and we used an AI photo, right? So generated a photo using Midjourney, and so we did that across. So that campaign was across 7 different countries. So in each of the countries that we were promoting, we did that team photo, AI photo. And the results were fascinating. I won't preempt all of the results, but I'll give you a bit of a summary. So the debate that was generated, so there was this, we only did that on Reddit. We did that deliberately on Reddit because Reddit is obviously a much more discerning audience, right? And people spotted it. Oh, and then the other thing that we did was with the Midjourney, the AI photos, we deliberately left a few mistakes in. So we didn't put a watermark or anything like that, but we deliberately left a few mistakes in to see if they would get spotted. And of course, Reddit spotted those mistakes. And that generated like this roaring debate. Like there was this debate had maybe 350 odd comments. In fact, there was 2 debates. One that had 350 odd comments, another one that had maybe a couple hundred comments. It was picked up by the press.
What was the picture? Do you mind sharing what the picture was?
We did 7 pictures. Did 7 pictures, right? So essentially, the ad is a photograph with a caption, and the photograph is of a child. So let's say we're talking about Pakistan. Is of a child in Pakistan, right? And then Sudan is of a child in Sudan, and so on and so forth, right? And so essentially, the prompt in Midjourney was, a picture of a photograph of a child from Pakistan, from this particular area in Pakistan, the areas that we work in Pakistan, and we did that across each of the countries. So exactly the same ad, exactly the same caption, just the difference in the photography. The debate was very, very interesting. We learned a lot from the debate. The results were very interesting as well, because ultimately the team photos performed better. So people engaged more with the team photos. They converted more in terms of donations. They generated more traffic as well, which was fascinating because that isn't what we were expecting. What we were expecting was the AI photos to be better because they were capturing, they were striking, they were capturing the emotion that we wanted. They captured right down to, like, we provided the specific locations of the countries that we were working in, and they captured that kind of the local features of the children in that particular area, right? It was that level of detail, but the team photos performed better. So all the naysayers and all the people that are worrying about AI at the moment, I'm not sure that there's much to worry about.
I mean, I think one thing about, just to kind of cap off the AI conversation, which I've been looking at it for like what we do in our business as well, and like looking how we can plug APIs in, use that information. But I think for my experience working with charities is about statistics, because that's how you get money, right? Like if you're applying for funding, grants, and I've worked with statistics and stuff, trying to apply for the most painful thing for someone is to look at data and try and create a story out of it. So imagine being able to crunch huge amounts of data and being able to prompt the AI to say, right, just show me this. And that way you can, number one, you can give the donor a much better picture of what's going on. And actually you as the person who's interacting with, you actually can get more creative. You can actually sometimes you're not even really sure how do you put it, the creativity that you're going to come, just because you don't have that pressure of trying to work that data, and it's kind of hard work, right? So I think for charities really to look at that and really look at statistics and plug that into AI and see what you can get out, especially for case studies, and that'd be amazing, bro.
Absolutely.
But we could talk about this literally, because literally like for the past 6 months, I've been actually 3 months, sorry, looking into this. It's just fascinating.
It's fascinating, and the development is incredibly rapid. I mean, the level of the number of
he's done.
I'm just like, you're right.
Can we talk about Bradford?
Let's go back to Bradford.
It's like, do we have this is literally 2 podcasts. What you need to do is have a separate podcast.
We'll split it into 2.
I think about AI.
Bro.
The CEO check out the wheels at home.
Or you just need to get your own room, mate. Get your own podcast room.
Hey, bro, you were just talking about Bradford the whole time, bro.
We was
and
talking
Pakistani
about Bradford
food and whatnot.
But did you see their 2 faces?
Hang on, can we talk about Bradford and AI?
Yeah, why not?
He's
doing the image with the AI.
Yeah, bro.
Oh my god, that's amazing. So have 1 million other people, but it's okay.
I want to.
You know what Asim was just talking, yeah? I can.
Bob, you know what I was looking at?
Breathing was like.
Imagine getting lost
So excited.
But you know what it is? I
sorry,
caught
bro,
Saj's face when I was chatting to you, and he looked like, those doll's eyes. Looked like he can't help himself.
He can't, bro.
He can't help himself.
He's not even here, but he's there.
But he glazed over, and I was like, but this is so interesting. And then I was like, we should.
It is.
But
for another podcast, bro. Get some other people here.
Let's go back to Bradford. Let's go back to Bradford.
What do you mean mid-journey? Why not all the journey? Why not start the journey? Why mid? A mid-journey. It's like I used to Nottingham. You complete a journey when you get to Bradford.
I think, to be honest with you,
anyway,
the whole AI thing finished at the point that you ask him, is it? You should have the same thing as us. No, I didn't.
Marketing.
Ended.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah. Asim, can I just ask you one quick question, inshallah?
Please don't ask me about AI.
About AI, yeah. Look, we've had obviously as myself and Harrison, obviously the brothers that are involved now, Muhammad, Zakaria, Rashid, everyone. We've had a very, very hands-on kind of interaction with Saj. And to be honest with you, I don't really want to boost him up while he's sitting in front of me. Because
don't do it.
No, I don't want to do that to him. But I'll do a little bit.
You have to now because
just a little bit.
We've rinsed him the whole time.
Little bit. So we've had a lot of interaction with Saj, and I think for the fact that he's been around, mashallah, 10 years, yeah?
11 years in November.
Well, 11 years in November. I think for us, Saj has always been, mashallah, that go-to guy, know, and he's gone, there's that thing that people say going over and beyond.
Your guide.
No, I wouldn't say guide. To go over and beyond in things. And we just touched on them when we came in. Sometimes I used to keep my house to God knows what time, and he used to drive home for 4 hours late at night while we're all sleeping and stuff. And I used to make him miss trains and stuff like this. And you said that you got to fill his shoes. I mean, that's not an easy thing to do. I know we can joke and laugh about the fact that he's moving on and you've come into that place, and we're kind of joking with Saj that you're the new man and new man in town and stuff like this. But I don't want to put you under pressure or anything like that. But I don't want to do that to you. But there are some some big shoes to fill. Mashallah, he's done some crazy. He's done some crazy things. This guy, mashallah, and he's done a lot. And I think for us as well, and I don't know if I could speak for Harris as well, is that the love and the relationship that he's given us, and that's not just like the CEO of Charity, because I never ever see him. Am I wrong in saying that, Harris? I've never really seen him as the CEO of Charity. I've always seen him as Saj the brother that he'll do anything for us, and and we want to be the same with him. We want to do anything for him. And I honestly don't believe, hand on heart, that we grew into our relationship or friendship or brotherhood as the CEO and volunteers. I think it's just brotherhood, man. It's just been some crazy brotherhood, and we've made a family. You can't just, like, we are volunteers at the end of the day. We can't just turn up to Bradford and the guys like done everything for us to be there and be hospitable for us and give up his day and take us to the walk at Ingleton Falls and all that kind of stuff. That doesn't just. I don't know if you've been at other charities, I don't know.
That was just volunteer management.
Yeah, but do other CEOs do stuff like that? I don't know. I don't know. Do they?
The above and beyond,
like, I think, caused him a lot of problems, bro. Sounds like you're a very demanding person.
Even you guys, Mohammed, when
your job was literally to manage you, bro.
Even when you guys came in, and we went to Sudan and stuff like this, how much did we talk about Saj? We spoke about him a lot. Him taking us out to those deployments previously and showing us the ropes or whatever. And this time around, he just said, like, look, I'm not going. You guys are going. I'm not going. You guys are going. And I think the fact that he gives you that kind of, like, that courage and that understanding that, look, you guys can do this yourself. And I think he was just slowly gearing us
Did you know then, bro? You knew, innit?
Yeah, obviously, to be honest, I spoke to the board in 21.
What?
So it was a long time coming, yeah? So I was like, listen, it's coming up to 10 years, yeah? I think I want to call it a day now because...
Right.
And I think it was just like, don't want to hang on there, like have this founder syndrome that, I created this, it's my baby, and I'm the founder and all this sort of stuff. And to be honest, also realizing that, the future is a very different future. So to be honest, like when Irfat's saying you got big shoes to fill, it's not actually, because those are the wrong shoes. Like, we genuinely don't want somebody who acted and behaved like me. That's why Asim's here, to be honest. He's very different to me. Sure. Yeah, and that's what we were looking for. We were looking for somebody who's a bit more strategical, like, his tech background, his charity background, his marketing background, all that stuff adds value in a way that the world is heading. That's where we want to be, right? And I'm not that person, I always say that we're completely different. I'd love to have had somebody like Asim in my team if it was kind of doable, yeah? But like, him taking the lead now is, I think, almost from the organization saying that this is the way that we see the world changing. This is the kind of organization that we're trying to build, and this is the kind of leadership that we want. Because one of the things that I was saying that was, the board, God bless them, they've supported me in everything since I started, yeah. And it helps that, like, some of those people I recruited to the board, so that kind of helps, yeah. But it was almost like there was like, just carry on, it's sad, so he can just yeah, fine. If that's the way you want to go, Sajad, then let's do it. And I thought even that to me, it started becoming a bit, what's going on here? Like, you should have a bit more of a formal relationship. And it is a bit weird, like, Asim's coming into the role now, and when we're having the conversations, like, we've been speaking to each other non-stop since he started, right? And it has been kind of, okay, Asim, you try the fundraising bit now, you try the marketing bit now, and look, let me step back and let's see if you can manage this. If you're okay with that, then I'll stop doing this bit. And where can I help you now to make sure that you're fully sort of bought on and you know what you need to do. But I think it's always a case of just knowing where your boundaries are and realizing that, you need a fresh pair of eyes now, somebody who's coming into it with a bit more kind of vigor, a bit more emotion, smarter, brighter ideas, understands a little bit more about the future as well, the way that the world is heading. And then hopefully that's going to make sure that, the charity is sustainable moving forward. Because, the beginning when you start any sort of project, if it's the same as a startup, that you need that raw passion. You need that sort of attitude where I'll just sit in the car and think, right, I need to go. So, all right, tell my wife that, I'm going for 4 days and I'm off. I remember once we were going to Sudan and, it was like, oh, it's Thursday today. I'm going to Sudan on Sunday. Oh, I just thought I'd let you know. Like, literally, that was a conversation. I've been so busy. I'm really sorry. But I'm going
to your wife?
It's my wife. She's very understanding. It's a northern water. I said, listen, I'm going to Sudan on Sunday, yeah? And, what are you talking about? I'm really sorry. I've just been busy for the last 2 weeks. I just totally forgot, but I'm going to Sudan, right? And I just booked my tickets yesterday. So, here we go. And it was like, that was the life for the first few years. It was just like, I remember the first 3 years, there was 3 of us and a whole volunteer base, yeah? It was like, that's what you need in the startup. Crazy, yeah. We're not startup anymore now. We're 10 years into this journey. Like, we at one point we were at £3.5 million. That's a lot of money to be taken in from the community and investing it. And this laser focus that we have now and all the rest of it. All this means now that we need to start acting and behaving differently. This is not just a group of brothers that, mashallah, just doing some good work. If you want organizations, especially, if you want to learn from like organizations that have been going 100 years, 200 years, that the way that they've kept up with the times. They've thought, okay, what's the next 10 years look like? What's the 20 years look like? And anybody who's leading a charity or any organization, their job essentially is to look at and guess what's going to happen in the future. That's what you're there for. If you're running your business, you're going to be looking into 10 years into time and thinking, okay, what, how's the housing association going to change, and how's this market going to change, and what new systems are coming in. You'll know about changes in the government policy before, the guy on the street knows, because, you're going to get trained and you're going to be implementing it. That's your whole thing as a leader, is to try to guess that, right? And what we want is the best person who can guess that. Essentially, that's what we're looking for. Yeah. And I don't feel like I was, the best person at guessing anymore, if I'm honest. I could do that for the first few years. And I remember, like, even when I got in a hit, and sorry, it's sounding a lot about me right now, but I think when I came in, it was, I'm going to run this for a couple of years, over a year, get it off the ground, because that's what I was good at. I was good at, like, saying, okay, year 1, 400,000, year 2, 800,000, right? It needs to go somewhere now. And I think it was just that kind of raw love of actually when you go out and you meet the kid, like you guys have had it, right? And you've been talking about it, when you met those families and you've heard those stories, and you think, I can't give up now. No, man, I need to go back. I need to do something. I can't. And Asim has literally just come back from Ethiopia. He would have had the same experience. He would be like renewed, sort of like, I need to do something, right? These kids can't go without food. This can't happen. The kind of, this Ramadan, I was talking to Irfat and Harris, and I was saying that one story that just came back to me when I was in Sudan ages ago. And it's almost like haunted me for the last couple of months. Like, how did I forget that? How did I forget that? I keep reminding myself, how did I forget something like this? Like, when something like this happens in your life, how do you forget this? Yeah. And we went to see this, this woman, her husband wasn't there. She had a kid, and he was a teenager. Like, Ismail is here, right? He's 13 years old, right? He was skinny as anything. He was sat down. He was laying down on this bed, yeah, this straw bed. And I was with a doctor friend, and we were looking at this, like, nutrition and all this. So we're trying to take, like, the charity work, like, to a next level. And we're taking out this doctor, looking at nutrition and how we can do things better medically, yeah. And he was a GP, so I said, look, let's go meet some families that maybe they've got some issues health-wise, and we can help them out. So we ended up at this house, and you've seen the houses, what they're like, right? You can imagine what the bed is like, and this kid wasn't well. He wasn't talking or anything, and I remember, like the doctor who was with me, he was asking some questions, but he was very like kind of, yeah, okay, that's fine, okay. And then he just walked off.
So your friend...
Yeah, my friend, doctor, we're both there. And the translator's answering the questions and he's asking questions and it's getting fed back and all the rest of it. And then he just like, okay, thank you. And just walked off. I was like, you don't do that. Maybe this is your first time going out here. Be a bit more respectful. You've got to do it so and so. I'll just walk behind him and say, what happened? And he was like, he was breaking down inside, but he obviously, that was his way. It was like, I can't take this. I need to just walk off, yeah. And he just said, oh, he's got a couple of days to live. And I was like, whoa, so where's this come from, right? And it's like, and I just remember because I had to go back and just tell the translator, oh no, just thank him and all the rest of it. And I remember that kid's mum, like it was like, it's so clear to me, now, like I forgot for a long time that, she just said, oh, we're just waiting for medicine. We're just waiting for medicine. We're just waiting for medicine. I remember thinking, does she know? Like, is that just like, like mothers would do, right? That was her, like her guard up. It was just like, this was it. And was there somewhat deep? But like, did she really know that what was happening here? And she's seen her kids sort of deteriorate over, X period of time. And this was just her front line, oh, we're just waiting for medicine. Or was she truly waiting for medicine? And it haunted me because I remember we went back to Khartoum and we were going to catch our flight. And at that time I was thinking, I don't know if that kid's still alive. And that was her, like, that 13-year-old kid.
What was wrong? Do you know what was wrong with him?
I can't remember, bro. Like, it was something to do with his throat and he wasn't speaking and, it was something more than, right, he's got something wrong with his throat, something that's brewing inside. But I thought like a 13-year-old kid for a mother who's on her own in a place like the camp, that's your backbone, Yeah. It's like everything that you, like, bro, I know, like, I've just left home now and my wife's with my 17-year-old kid. I'm a complete at ease, like, mashallah, 17-year-old kid, pretty much do anything he wants, yeah. Like, he can go with my wife and probably leave the city and they can do something else. And it's perfect. I'm confident that kid's there, yeah. I was just thinking, what does that world look like for that person? And that's the kind of stuff that every time I went out, I was like, okay, no, man, I can't let these people go. And then it would get another 2 years. And then I was like, do I need to, like, is that journey over for me now? And then I'd end up with another 3 trips. And it was like, there's more stories and more. And each story has got like, something. And it drags you on for a couple more years. And one of the things we tried to write over the last couple of years, I've started going out less and less and less. And I think last time I went to Sudan, I didn't even go to the refugee camps. Like I literally went there to see some UN people, UNICEF, to meet some government officials because the government had changed, etc., etc. I was there for 3 days, went up the mountain, had some gawa and popcorn and I was back in the UK and I was like, that was kind of me trying to almost
disassociate.
Yeah, like take a step, not dissociate, but like say, okay, I need to step back a little bit. Otherwise, I know what's going to happen. I'm going to go back up that, that camp again. And, it's a whole different story because it does change. Like, you guys have been out. It's different for you now than it was trying to fundraise before. Like, I remember this guy, first time, he's saying all these nice things about me now, yeah, about, Sajad's all the supporters and all the rest of it. I was trying to get him as a fundraiser, or as a volunteer, yeah. And I would call this guy like 10 times a week. Yeah. Somebody told me, oh, this guy's really good at fundraising. Yeah, you need to get him on board. And I went a small charity. I was calling this guy non-stop. Keep blanking me. Weeks, to me now, months it blanked me, yeah. Weeks and months it blanked me, yeah. And then I thought, what? He needs to just go and taste it. And then he'll testify to this, yeah. As soon as he'd gone out, as soon as he come back, he was on my case. Where are the leaflets? Where are the banners? What are we doing? What's the plan? What are we doing in Ramadan? Da 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 da. And then he brought on Harris, and then myself. These two have just been phenomenal for X amount of time. But it genuinely is. But once you've been out, it's renewed. Now he's gone out again. He's got a fire in the belly again. Keep him going for another couple of years.
Can we stop this bromance going on, bro? It's too much. It's actually too much, bro.
Bro, I just told you that the guy wasn't answering my phone. I was ready to quit on the guy. I was ready to quit. So he's giving me all his prayers and all the rest
this
of it.
This time round, I went with Zach and it was different.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
here
God.
we go. Here we go.
It was different. Anyway. When you go with Zach, you'll beat Zach Asim. Don't worry. When you go with Zach,
He's just met Zach, bro. What are you talking about?
no, meet him properly. He's a proper tech guy. Remember, he's a developer, software, all that kind of stuff. We talk about
guy who set all these up.
different podcasts.
That's good. We'll talk later, bro. We'll talk over dinner, inshallah.
So I'm just gonna try and. So it wasn't like a Nawaz Sharif, Imran Khan situation. Where,
why are you taking this to Pakistan all the time?
Because it's a Pakistani episode. It's gonna the title is gonna be something to do with Pakistan.
Just say made in Pakistan.
Made in Pakistan.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
You know what? Log that, bro.
Log it, bro.
Lock it. Put it in, bro. Keyword Pakistan, Mirpur, C4, Bradford, Nottingham,
throw Nottingham
Curry
in there,
House,
bro.
Curry Houses. Yeah.
Reading, don't forget Reading, bro.
Reading, SEO.
Oh, yeah, forget Nottingham. Forget Nottingham. Forget Reading. Come on. Made in Bradford.
So you weren't toppled, basically. It was.
Yeah, I think
It was a smooth transition.
because you see so much of it in the news. You think, you know what, someone must have got it here. You know, someone's gone wrong here. But genuinely, it was like.
No, of course we know this, actually, bro. It's funny how people's minds go there as well.
But you blame
That's
them,
a
bro.
bit
Like
weird.
if you look at all the politics that have gone on with Muslim charities over the last couple of years, you think, you know.
Yeah, but this should be documented, bro. It should be definitely videoed or something that, you know, other charities.
It's being recorded, bro.
No, separately from this. I'm saying that people take some advice from this, that it's not always, you know, you part company with a charity, whatever, because everything's always bad. You know, sometimes, alhamdulillah, these, you know, because all the people that phone me, and they're asking me the same thing. I'm pretty sure they're ringing Harris as well. What? Sajad is... Bro, when I told my own kids, my daughters were going, what?
They must have cried, bro.
To be honest,
Uncle Sajad is gone for charity. Does that mean the charity right's gonna go down now? It's not. I said no, it's not.
Closing the charity.
The charity right's gonna be fine. It's all right. Everything's gonna be okay. Ismail's taking over. No, it's not. But
family
business.
business.
No, it's gonna be okay. What happened? What happened? Uncle Sajad, okay. I said, look, everything's fine. I said to him, look, and for me also is that when someone stepped down from a job, you know, in the charity sector and moved on to something else, when they could have realistically said, you could have stayed in it.
Yeah,
could have stayed. And he feels genuinely himself and his sincerity that, look, you know what, that it's time for me to move on. There's someone bigger, better that can do this job. And he's here to support him and guide and all that stuff. Because he's told us for quite some time ago. And so, Harris, we didn't believe him, did we? In the beginning, we didn't believe him. Yeah, that's not going to happen. He's just saying it. But he slowly, subliminally, he just kept on telling us little things.
You done it like Alex Ferguson, didn't you? Ferguson there, bro.
To be honest, right, even for myself, it was a bit like, you know, like kind of telling that and saying, oh, we're going to go through the recruitment process. We didn't find anybody. And realistically, it doesn't really settle in until, you know, I was like, oh, Asim, here's the bank account and you can change that. And he goes, oh, you still need your email. And I was like, I'd like to keep it if I could, bro. Just like,
wait.
People still know me, bro.
You've not changed your...
I'm from Bradford, innit?
You've not changed your email signature yet, by the way.
I have. I've deleted CEO. It's just still there, Sajad.
Ex-CEO.
I was saying to Irfan goes, oh, I need to save Asim as the new CEO. So no, just say Sajad CEO 1, original CEO, and then just say him as CEO 2 or something.
That's it, you have to, bro.
Everyone who follows, you know.
So there's going to be that whole, like, you know, when professional athletes retire and stuff, there's that whole day after retirement. Have you got a plan for that, bro? I know you're not retiring from life. Obviously, you're leaving charity, right? Yeah. What's your first day after? When's it officially over?
Hold on, guys. He's not leaving charity, right?
I know, he's a volunteer. Man. We know all this, bro.
No, but you keep saying
Let me gas it up a little bit, bruv.
All right, gas it.
Flipping out. I'm trying to, it's for the GAV fans, bro.
Hold on, gas. Let me pump out.
Like, obviously, you're going to step down. You're going to carry on as a volunteer. Firstly, that just sounds a bit like, I'm still a volunteer. Yeah, a bit dead, yeah. Your son said that, not me,
Thanks,
bro.
Thanks, bro, for helping out the opposition.
So, like, have you planned, like, what you're going to do the first week after? You're going to take some time off, or you're going to...
No, man, obviously, this has been, like, progression, so I've, like, behind the scenes...
You've already stopped working, isn't it? Blatantly.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Look, like, you know, over Ramadan, Asim took control of everything. You know, he was running the Ramadan campaigns. Obviously, we have a heavy focus on digital, so he was the perfect man to do that. The team kind of started reporting to him and all the rest of it. So I was down to, you know, less than full-time hours, let's say. And that was obviously a realization, okay, I need to start looking at what else I'm going to do and all the rest of it. I think, you know, I'm at that age now, especially like at 40, I thought, whatever I do now is the next thing and it's the last thing that I'd probably think as like my my sort of legacy or anything real value or any difference that I want to make in the world, right? At 40, if I can dedicate the next 5-7 years, that's pretty much what I've got left. After that, it's just kind of advising people.
Whoa. Well, if you're just 40, you said you got 7 years left.
Bro, after that, man, what are you doing at 47? Sorry, bro.
Whoa!
After that,
there is life after 50,
I'm gonna start teaching us over here. We're going lecturers. Oh, you run your business.
He must
like,
killed himself off,
like
bro.
this. No, I think genuinely, bro, like, you know, that kind of, you know, sort of passion that you get right at the beginning of starting something. And I'm a starter. That passion, you need to start something.
Why don't you start something else, bro?
Yeah, I'm starting something else, bro. You're asking me, bro. You're asking me.
I'm asking you, bro.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
He didn't go grey in the last 2 months because he hasn't started anything, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Last 2 months this happened. Chira didn't make that happen to him.
Exactly.
Bro, have a look at some of the early footage on YouTube of me.
I was looking at it. I was thinking,
bro, it's beautiful.
Yeah, mashallah.
Nice, clean, black beard, full head of hair. No, mashallah. All good. But yeah, I think I was kind of slowly thinking about what I need to do next. The decision that I made at the time as well was to do with, okay, well, actually, I know where I want to add value now. And most of that was looking at kind of Muslim brands and thinking about marketing. My background was in marketing, as I mentioned before. So I worked in the marketing space in industry for a while and then set up my own agency before I moved on to be honest, I was running my own agency when we started working for Mercy Mission. And then I thought, this is fantastic work. I need to join these guys. And then I ended up in the whole Mercy Mission fair, and then NZF, and then Church Right, and whatever else. But I want to go back to some of that with kind of a bit more experience now, having known, you know, a little bit more kind of insight into the way that Muslim communities operate and all the rest of it. Having the experience of just having traveled the world, been to London now, and all the rest of it. So I think those things are all going to be kind of part of it. But I genuinely want to be in the marketing space, the technology space, looking at app development, looking at AI and all that sort of stuff. But just having like this kind of, again, startup mentality, working with startups, brands that really want to make a difference. It might be charities, but not really. I think like I guess you've seen them over the last couple of years. You've seen so many apps come out now. Like you got Granly and Tartil, which is amazing, and it's using all this technology. And you've got Kranik, and every so often there's these, and you've got Guider, all these new apps that are coming out, especially for the Muslim community. And a lot of them you think, well, how did that do, man? Who else is using this app? And sometimes I talk about it and people are like, I haven't heard of that. I say, why not? You know, you should have heard of that, you know. Or working with charities that don't have the budget. You know, you find that, mashallah, Charity Right has always, you know, excelled in this space. And we've got, you know, donors to come forward and put, like I still remember that, you know, I'm not going to name the donor, but when we were first looking at setting up our own fundraising platform, it was year 2. It was like 2015, yeah. And I said, listen, we're not paying all these fees to Just Giving. Yeah, they don't even give me the data. We need to develop our own. And it's like, we've got a quote. It was like 15 grand or something to develop it. And I thought, well, the public would go mad if we spent that sort of money. Yeah, probably go mad now if we spent that money. I just went to a donor and said, do you mind giving me this money? And this is what's going to happen with it. Money's another one, right? Your daughter picks up money. Yeah, hunger and money. I said, do you mind giving us this money? Because we'll over the next 3-4 years, this is the difference it's going to make and all this money. And he was like, look, I don't understand this stuff, but you're asking and, you know, fine, you just take it and don't mess this up. And mashallah, first year it paid back.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, we saved 15 grand just in fees and all the rest of it, yeah. And it's always been kind of, you know, full on. So for me, bro, like looking at all these different things and thinking, how do we help smaller charities now that are doing amazing work? Yeah, but just don't get the limelight, don't get the donations. They're not in the business of providing food or water or shelter. It's not a mosque. Maybe they're working on like, you know, justice, or they're working on like, you know, human rights. They don't get time of day, you know. They don't get any sort of noise out there. So how do we help those guys, making sure that, you know, they're representing the Muslim community as well? Like, how do we make sure they're out there? So that's the kind of mission anyway. Haven't figured out everything. This is the first public engagement and telling you about it. Mashallah, I know this podcast is going to go everywhere now. So
we're like global now, you know. Like,
what's your web address?
Web address isn't there yet. Not going to tell you that. But I think I'm about, the first thing I'm doing is branding myself.
Right.
So I'm gonna try and create a brand that really empowers, encourages, inspires Muslims out there to say, listen, you don't have to play it small. Think big, do things proper. The world is a big place, and you don't need to just hide in one corner and be timid. Let's do something amazing. It was really like I was talking to a communications person about our brand, And she goes, so if people come to you and they've got a really smart idea and they just want to keep it small and make a difference, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in those people, man. I want people that are going to change the world, and they're just like, can somebody help me do this? I'm like, yeah, that's what I need to hear, man. And just get behind them. So when I was saying 7 years, bro, it says after a certain amount of time, I just need to say, okay, I'll help another organization. I'll be part of a bigger cog. I won't be at that stage where I'm saying, let me set up a website, let me get funding in, let me go and get X, Y, and Z, and let's change the world.
It's about scaling, isn't it?
I think after 7, 8 years, you're not gonna be quite there. I'm gonna join Urfa and just move to London and buy a house next to his house.
You can't. Muhammad's already there.
Alhamdulillah. But Muhammad's in Hackney, bro.
Don't worry, but I'll show you my house, bro.
MashaAllah.
Flat.
Bro, if you don't mind me asking, what's your flat worth?
But I don't even own my flat, bro.
How much you pay rent?
£600.
£600.
Bro, social housing, my G.
You can have a 3-bedroom house, garden, garage, with your own parking spot. You got a car?
Yeah, of course I do.
You can afford a better car, bro, when you move to Bradford.
You know what? He's better off being an estate agent.
I'm just telling you, bro.
Estate agent
I'm
in
just telling
Bradford,
you.
selling property to people
You know
in
what he's
London.
doing? You know what he's doing? It's his whole think big thing that he's pushing.
No. It's not that. It's just the fact that they ain't got friends in it. They're on their own, and they like the interaction that we've got as friendships and brotherhood and stuff. They just want us to come there, but we ain't coming.
I think it's only fitting for the new CEO of Charity Right to kind of cap off this podcast.
Don't say that, bro.
Sorry, bro. It's done.
I think he can cap it off, but I think you should sign us out because you
You
signed
can
yourself
sign,
out.
yeah, you can sign us out, but
What do you mean? Just walk away?
no, you don't walk away. You have to look at the camera. But when we get to that point,
sorry.
Saj,
Explain what I need to do.
I'll tell you. But Asim Bhai, firstly, hopefully we'll be kind of working together soon, inshallah, with
absolutely.
Charity Right, inshallah. And so any kind of parting comments for the listeners? Anything you want to say to them? Anything you want to say to Saj before you kick him out the door?
There's so much that I want to say to Saj, but I can't say publicly.
But like
no, but I actually, on a serious note, what I do want to say publicly, just to acknowledge the huge contribution that Sajad has made. He's mashallah very humble. He's very modest. I know, despite all of the antics in this conversation, but
I am very humble, mashallah.
he is,
If I don't say so myself.
and he goes and ruins it.
I'm just saying, bro.
Sas, can you just
Forget all that stuff, man.
typical Bradford guy, you know that? Can you just stay quiet for 2 seconds, bro?
Listen. Just tell them what you're gonna do in the future, bro. That's what people want to know. They want to say, "Oh, this guy's out, fine, no problem." What's
What's coming?
This new guy.
He's
What's
coming,
his
bro.
idea?
He's about to say
Yeah,
it, bro.
forget me,
He's
man.
coming.
I'm just a small fish. I'm out. Doing some other
Just
stuff
say
now.
just say it.
It's old news, bro.
Just
Yeah,
the
exactly,
last
man.
thing on Sajad. The last thing on Sajad. You know, the big shoes comment. We are standing on the shoulders of the work that Sajad and the team has done, and that must be acknowledged.
I could see him squirming in his chair, bro. Let
So-
him get it out, and then he can do his thing.
In terms of the future, what can we expect from Charity Right? A lot more innovation in the tech space. We have in the pipeline new product experiences, new donation experiences coming. We know that our donors just want to engage with us in the digital space, in the tech space, and so we'll be speaking to that, inshallah. We're in fact just finalizing our 3-year plan to the end of 25. And that will feature a lot of new technology and a lot of new kind of technical experiences. And outside of that, building deeper relationships with the brothers here as well. They've been absolutely part of the team they've absolutely been part of Sajad's team. And we stand on their shoulders too, right? And so it's we want to continue to build on the work that Irfat and Harris has built in London, that all of you guys have built in London, mashallah, and really kind of just try to solidify that. We've had a number of discussions today, and we'll continue to have those discussions around planning for what's to come in London, inshallah. But we see London as a really important territory for us. The networks that you brothers have built are really, really important to us, and we need to maintain them and build them further, inshallah. Yeah, and I think that's probably enough about the future, inshallah.
Barakallahu feek. And Saj, this is your time to take your boat and just sail into the sunset.
Thanks a lot for joining us today. And then hopefully, inshallah, the next guy is going to be back and I will be here. And then he's going to buy a house in Bradford with a garage and a garden, and where his children can live freely without prejudice, and they don't have to have their house burgled, and they can live closer to the mosque and everything else, inshallah. Thanks a lot, my brothers and sisters. This is not the CEO, so I can talk like this now. And this guy's the CEO, so he has to be all professional on that.
So, guys, I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. I'll see you on the next one.